Hey guys, welcome to this week's Track Talk Thursday. This week we had special guest Nico Young, two-time Gatorade Athlete of the Year that he received actually that in cross country this last year after winning NXN, setting a course record. His team won, and then he just won Gatorade Track Athlete of the Year just moments before coming on stream the other day. And he got that probably for his 1350 he just ran, time trial he just ran, and then also his high school indoor 3K record was insane. A really great guy and a great conversation we had. We learned a lot about what it's like to be an elite high school guy, what it takes to get to that level, and some of the things that I'm going to take into account, some of the little things that he talks about with diet, loves to cook. Just an all-around awesome guy, all-around awesome conversation. And hope next time you guys will come in live and check out the next guest. I go live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday on Twitch. The link will be in the description. Head on over there. Make sure to follow in that channel. Make sure when I go live, you guys hang out. Also, make sure to hit the subscribe button on this video. I really appreciate all the support so far. It's been awesome, and we're going to do more and more of these, and more videos are going to come, so I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. All right, what's going on, guys? Good now. Just want to make sure everything was good before we started here. So special Track Talk Thursday. Getting ready to start here. We got Nico on the call with Discord. Getting ready to pull it up. Just giving a few minutes for everybody to kind of get in here. So everybody's kind of getting in. Got Nico. We got everything going. Let me just do a quick. Yeah, I know you can't see Nico yet. I'm just making sure everything's good to go before I pull him in. And I don't want to have to go through everything. But I appreciate you coming in. Track Talk Thursday with Nico Young this week. We'll pull him in a second. Again, appreciate everybody coming in. I mean, the follows are rolling in, so I appreciate everybody following the channel. So make sure if you are new, so I know we have a lot of new people coming in tonight, as always on Thursday. So make sure you guys do hit the follow, and because we do this every week, and with the new guest. So make sure you guys are in here. So yeah, so let me pull up here, and we will we'll get rolling here. All right, Nico, are you there? You got me? Cool. All right. So you guys should be able to hear him now. I had it muted. Let me just mute that. Okay. All right, try that again. See if you can talk now.
Can you hear me?
Yep. All right, we're good now.
Cool.
We're good now. I had it turned down while we were loading in there. So I appreciate you coming on, man. Like
Thanks.
I said before we even started, like we've never actually met in person. So this is our first time meeting. But obviously ever since, I mean, I have to admit, I'm not as like keen on the high school scene as even when I was in high school. Like my high school connection with like elite high school running has just always been distant. But my connection has been greater since turning pro, just because of the connection and the enjoyment I have with like working with you guys and just talking with you guys. Because I mean, it's just a whole different world than what it was when I was there. And I really noticed you for sure at NXN. Last fall and being there and just seeing the things you did. So obviously I'm going to go through this, but mostly everybody knows. I mean, we might be here for a while reading off some highlights of your career and your credentials, and everybody pretty much knows here.
Thanks.
But for everybody, so you're a senior at Newberry. Have you officially graduated?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
June 12th.
So, graduated senior of Newberry Park. I have down here Gatorade High School Cross Country Athlete of the Year last fall. As of just a few hours ago, Gatorade Track Athlete of the Year. So the timing on that was awesome. He texted me right before we went on. He's like, yo, just got the Gatorade Athlete. And I was like, dude, I was just going through all of your new stuff. Like, there's no way. And you're like, yeah, I got it. So congratulations on that. That's two-time Gatorades. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, thanks.
Fastest ever 3-miler in cross country, NXN course record. Like I said, individual champion, team champions in 2019. In February, you set the indoor 3K high school record, breaking Drew Hunter's record, and just reading off some of your PBs, which, I mean, I was looking at them like, these are impressive. 756 indoors, 1350. You just ran a few weeks ago. We'll talk about that more. 348, 1428 on the cross course, and 1339 on the cross course. I mean, that is a resume. And what? How old are you now? Actually,
I'm 17. Yeah.
And you've
17.
got that resume. I mean, there's pros that would die to have that resume.
Thanks. Yeah.
But real fast, so you're in Big Bear. Are you with your full? Are
Hmm.
you pretty much with most of your cross country team then there, or track team there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm with my 13 of the guys on my high school team. Yeah,
Dude, that's awesome. So I've never been to
yeah,
Big Bear. I've heard a lot about it. I mean, we did the Park City. We did the Park City. Real quick before you go into your thing, what's Big Bear like? What's it like training with the team there? Tell a little bit about, because I mean, this is stuff that like pros like to do, and you guys are getting to do it
yeah,
in high school. So what's it like being there with
yeah.
the team during COVID, and what's going on with you guys in Big Bear?
Yeah, well, it's going really well. It's great to be up here because it's 7,000 feet, so it's like the perfect altitude for altitude training, and which is also one reason why I came up here again this year after my senior year is to help prepare me for Flagstaff because that's also at 7,000 feet.
Right.
So it's yeah, it's gonna be a really good training block, and yeah, we just got here Monday, so we're gonna be here for like 4 weeks. So I'm really excited to get in some training here and do stuff on the lake. So
Nice, nice. So
yeah,
yeah, so again, for those you don't know, going to NAU in the fall. Um, but yeah, that's a really cool. I was thinking about that when you said that you're up at Big Bear. I'm like, that's a perfect leeway into like your transition into
yeah,
flag because you're stuck at flag. Um,
totally.
yeah, so that's awesome. I mean, the opportunity to do that with some of the guys on the team and kind of have a last hoorah is pretty cool. Because one of the
Yeah,
questions I had for you was like, what are your summer plans? Like a before you go to
yeah,
college plans, and this is like a dream. This is like a dream training situation. So let's go back to the start. What got you into running? Everybody has obviously their own crazy stories. I mean, Justin Knight
yeah.
was like didn't start until junior year. Devin Allen played football.
Oh
Those are the
yeah.
two guys we had before. What's kind of your story? Family thing? Parents got you into it? What's kind of story behind that?
Yeah, well, actually my parents never did run when they were younger, but when I was probably like 5 or 6 years old, I was running around like my friend's backyard, and my friend's mom said that I looked pretty fast. So then my mom enrolled me in track and field, and I did track all the way up till high school, and started cross country for the first time in high school. So yeah, that's how I got
Nice.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like, I mean, I kind of was in the similar boat. I did the Hershey track and field, just like a Midwest thing, but it was like a
Mm,
gym class thing
yeah.
where like the gym teacher's like, oh, you can run fast on like field day. You should like try it.
Oh, cool.
But I never
Yeah.
really like, not like you, like I didn't click from day one. Like it was a very much
Hmm.
longer progression.
Yeah.
Um, did you play any other sports? Did you do anything else, or was like track and field running like pretty much your thing?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely did soccer. I think a lot of people did soccer though, but I wasn't very good at it. I tried water polo and I didn't like that. I think, yeah, I think that's it. I mainly was just, yeah, track. Yeah.
Water polo. Water. You guys have
Yeah.
that? Is that a high school sport at Newberry?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that's impressive. Are you a good swimmer then? Or you just wanted to try
Yeah.
water polo?
I think I'm a pretty good swimmer, but it turned out, I guess it wasn't for me. It was pretty tough to be able to tread water for hours. Like that's, yeah.
I hate cross training swimming. I couldn't imagine like water polo. Like water polo is
Yeah,
impressive. Water polo is impressive. Um,
totally.
so we went through your credentials. We went through all the records you've broken so far and all that stuff. Outside of that, growing up, what's some of like your best memories, like on or off the track that has to do with running, with your family, local 5Ks? Like, what's some of the stuff that you look back on? And you're like, these are some of the stuff they'll never forget.
Yeah, definitely it'd be like the all the Saturdays that I would have youth meets and go there with my family, and my little brothers run too. So going there with them is always great, and especially a lot of those guys that were on my youth track team are now on this my same high school cross country team. So just being with them for all these years is pretty cool. So
Yeah, like growing up, it's kind of like
yeah.
I feel like the basketball scene with you guys, like the A, you know, like I played like
Yeah.
basketball with all of my friends growing up, and then obviously I fell back into track and field, but we played basketball all the way through, like, and we started at third, fourth, fifth grade and played all the way through. But that's cool. So
Yeah.
somebody asked in the chat real fast here before we move to a little bit of more fun off the track stuff. Do you have a track nickname?
I don't think I do. Nobody on my team. Yeah, no.
Hmm.
I guess one person on my team calls me the speedster, but that's just
The
like,
speedster.
yeah.
This.
But
All right. Okay, so we were talking before a little bit through texting, and I was asking you kind of like things outside of running, and the thing you mentioned right off the bat was cooking. And I
yeah.
did notice it in your runner space thing. You sipping on smoothies, and I read an article where like you're talking about your smoothies and your salads. Like, so you're big into cooking. What does that entail? Do you cook for your family? Do you cook every day? What is your cooking regimen like?
Yeah, it's not anything specific. I really just like experimenting with like kind of random things in the kitchen. Like I'll do like I don't know, I've been doing a lot of baking during this quarantine, so I've been doing like a lot of like banana breads and just things that I think are healthy that also taste good, so it would benefit my running, I guess. It's just something fun that I can do in my free time. So yeah.
Gotcha. Are you good as a cook as you are a runner, or baker as you are a runner?
No, I don't think so. I'm not. I think, yeah, no, I wouldn't say so.
All right, so we're in quarantine, and obviously, what you can do is limited. And I have a question for you. If you were to go on a
Mhm.
date, and the date entitled you cooking dinner instead of going to a restaurant, what would be on the menu for your date? What would you cook for and make for dessert? Because obviously you're a baker now.
Yeah. Um, well, I'd probably do some sort of homemade pasta because
Oh,
I like doing that a lot. Yeah, probably like a ravioli or something,
do you
something
make the
like
sauce
a
too?
little bit. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Probably like an I don't know, like a cream sauce with ravioli would be pretty good. I think dessert, I'd probably do a cheesecake. Those are like two of my favorite things, ravioli and cheesecake, and I think that would work well. Yeah.
I'd be down. Can you? I mean, we don't have to go on a date or anything, but I'd take that for dinner.
Yeah.
I had like super quick pasta tonight, and I'm sure it's not as good as your homemade ravioli.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
pretty good.
next question. Someone gives you money to start a food truck. What do you call your food truck, and what do you serve out of your food truck?
All right, I think I'd probably call my food truck like something like healthy but unhealthy. Like it'll taste good, but it'll be good for you.
Yeah.
Because I
Okay.
know a lot of people say that, but it actually can work. So,
Okay.
and I'd probably serve all different kinds of things. Like I don't know, I'd probably do some Italian food. I really like Indian food. I'd probably do some of that. I'm sure people probably wouldn't go there for one specific thing because I'd have things from all different cultures, I guess. But yeah,
I like it. I like it.
yeah,
Dude. I feel like that's the biggest thing about cooking as a runner is like you you want to eat healthy, you want to keep your weight, you want
yeah,
to like keep your like leanness, but you also like for me that's my one getaway, like my one relaxing thing is like kind of eating bad.
yeah,
But
for sure.
I 100% see what you're trying to do, like the unhealthy. Okay. The next thing we chatted about was body surfing. Okay.
Yeah.
So first off, how close do you live to the beach to go? Do you go like pretty regularly in the summer? Is that like kind of your getaway extracurricular activities?
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Can you explain it for people who haven't body surfed? It's kind of self-explanatory, but I went body surfing when I was at Mount Sac a
Mhm.
couple years ago, and it wasn't what I expected. One, and two, it was way harder than I expected. And I
Yeah.
feel like for the next 24 hours, I just like salt water just came out of my nose continuously because I sucked at it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely pretty tough. I think one thing that definitely helps is having a wetsuit because the front of the wetsuit is usually like kind of like a surfboard or like a boogie board or something where it's kind of like slick, so you can kind of catch the waves easier. And yeah, so basically what you have to do is you have to first of all you got to get to a beach that actually has like actual waves that you can like that will be able to push you. So you got to like get in front of the wave before it's about to crash, and then just keep yourself in front of it as it's crashing. You kind of got to keep swimming the whole time and just it'll pull you all the way to shore usually. So, yeah.
And if you don't want to go on the wave, don't you have to like go to the bottom and like hold on to the sand? Otherwise, it'll just like toss and turn you, and
Yeah.
you just like end
Yeah,
up
you got
not
to
knowing
go
where you're at.
under.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
under's
remember.
better. Totally. Yeah.
That's what I remember. Like being the hardest part of like going all the way to the bottom, locking your hands in the sand, and like holding on because if
Yeah.
like the big right wave takes you, you end up like in a washing machine, and you're just like, well, this game over.
Yeah, yeah, that could be pretty bad.
All right, let's go a little rapid fire questions here.
All right.
Um, who's an athlete in any sport other than running? Who's an athlete in a sport that you looked up to or have looked up to as you've continued your running career?
Oh, and another sport. Um, Dang, that's a hard one actually. I don't
Do you
know.
have somebody in your life that doesn't have to be an athlete? Is there somebody else that's like mentored you or you've looked
Yeah,
up to?
probably my mom because she was really big into sports in high school. Yeah, in high school, she played baseball. My whole family was a really big baseball family,
Oh,
so
really?
they're definitely really into sports. That's really got me into. I guess that probably helped me get into sports. Yeah, because they're really supportive about it. Yeah.
So why didn't you end up playing baseball? Do you just not like it?
I don't. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I probably tried it when I was little, but yeah, I guess I just never got into it.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you play video games at all?
Yes,
Are you an
I
Xbox or
do.
PlayStation?
Um, Probably Xbox, but I'm usually do a lot of games on my phone, or my computer, but probably Xbox.
Okay. Are you like Fortnite? Is like Fortnite, Call of Duty? Like, what do you play? Like, what's the game of Nico's choice right now?
Uh, well, I've played Fortnite. It's pretty good. I like on my phone. I usually play. I've been playing Clash of Clans,
Okay.
Brawl Stars, and on my computer, I've actually I've decided to get back into Minecraft on this
Oh,
break.
really? Oh, really?
Yeah.
We're doing a
Yes.
Minecraft server, dude. Maybe I'll have to invite you over. We're doing
Really?
a Twitch Minecraft server. So yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Other than cooking and running and body surfing, what's a hidden talent that no one knows that Nico has?
I'd probably say, hmm, ooh, actually, those are probably like all my talents. I don't know
That's
anything.
it. I don't
I
have
don't think
anything else.
schoolwork. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah.
All right, we'll skip that one. Okay,
Yeah.
dream car. What's your dream car?
Probably a Lexus LC. I think that's what it's called, or a Tesla Roadster if they ever release that.
The truck.
Uh, yeah.
All right, your current training shoe. What's your go-to?
So right now I'm in the Adidas Solar Glides to kind of transition into Adidas from college. But before that, I was a really big fan of the Nike Zoom Fly 3s and the Nike Pegasus. So
There
I
you
really
go.
like those. And I actually do like the Solar Glides too. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah. What spike did you race in, or like the last 5K? What was the spike you raced in?
Nike Mamba 5s. I like those a lot. Yeah.
Good spikes. Good spikes. I saw where you say that you do a lot of easy run, or you do like an easy run a week with your head self and with the playlist and or the music.
Yeah.
What's on that playlist? Like, what's your go-to? Are you a podcast guy? Are you like an easy chill music? What's on that playlist?
Yeah, I mean I have like one huge playlist with like all my songs and I kind of like go through that. So I have songs that are like from almost like every genre. So I mean it's just kind of like whatever turns on and I'll skip it if I want, but usually it's probably more fast-paced songs I would say even on easy days. So,
Yeah, I agree. My playlists are
yeah.
like all over the place. My songs are all over the place.
Yeah.
What was the last song you listened to before you ran 1350 the other week?
I think it is probably Match in the Rain by Alec Benjamin.
Okay. Okay. Uh, what's your go-to smoothie recipe?
Yeah, if I had anything to put in a smoothie, I'd definitely put mango in it. I'd probably put frozen bananas. I'd put oat milk and then like probably strawberries and blueberries, something like that.
Okay. Okay. I'll be down.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
what's your least favorite subject in school that you just finished?
yeah. It'd definitely be history, but although this year I had a really great history teacher, but I don't know, I can't really get into history. I don't know why, but
All right, so we got a few questions before we head into the more track-oriented part of this. Let's see. Do you see all the TikToks that people make about you?
I do see them. I
So,
definitely get shown them from my teammates. Yeah.
are you not a TikToker person? Do you not get on TikTok?
No, I haven't. I've watched them, but I mean, I've actually made a few, but I've stopped making them. I don't know. I definitely go on it though.
All
Yeah.
right. Does somebody ask, did you have a prom date?
Well, I would maybe, but prom was
Yeah,
canceled.
say prom
I
was
wish we
canceled.
still
That's
had
what
it.
somebody asked
Yeah.
that. I was like, wait, prom probably would have been canceled.
Yeah.
Um, okay, then this is a good one. What's your funniest encounter with a fan?
Hmm. Oh, definitely at the state meet, I had to sign someone's forehead. That was probably the craziest
Yeah, I've
encounter.
signed
Yeah.
like foreheads. I've signed a baby. Like those are weird.
Oh
Those
my
are you're
God.
like, okay, this is
That's
a
crazy.
Sharpie. You do realize like
Yeah.
this is your forehead. I get it. Like it eventually will come off, but you do realize like this is a permanent marker.
Yeah.
So, all right. I want to talk about two races. Actually three. I only had two down here, but I want to talk about the third one. Because we get a few questions
Cool.
about it. Let's start with NXN.
Hmm.
And let's talk a little bit because we've talked a little bit about NXN on the stream, just from my perspective of being like an elite there. What's your
Yeah.
perspective of being like a high school athlete there? How many times have you went to NXN? And just kind of talk about like your
Hmm.
NXN experience from the time you get off the plane to the time you leave.
Yeah. So I've been there twice, my junior year and senior year, and I think this year the experience was probably a little bit different than last year, just because already knew how everything was going to go down. So I think as soon as I got off the plane to and arrived, it was kind of like there were so many things that we had to do. We had to run, and then they had like a lot of different presentations and the like athlete dinner and stuff like that. So it was like a really like jam-packed day, which I thought was really cool and really a great experience. I guess just to kind of explore the Nike campus was also really cool and see all the buildings and stuff. But yeah, and I think mainly the time leading up to the race, I was pretty nervous. So after the race was over, I was able to relax more and have some more fun with my team and stay up
Yeah.
late that night. So yeah.
Nice. So one more question about it before we get to the actual race. Just walk us through, because the amount of stuff, like you said, like the kind of just the weekend itself and
Yeah.
the way Nike treats you. And some people who don't like, what do you get gear wise? Like, what do you get hooked up with from
Mm.
Nike? Like,
Yeah.
obviously everybody sees the jerseys and stuff, but what do you guys get hooked up with
Yeah.
as athletes and as elites there?
Yeah. Well, they give us a pair of trainers. So this year that was the Nike Pegasus 36 Shields, which was nice because it always rains in Portland,
Oh,
so that
like
was good.
all the time, all the time.
Yeah, yeah, like every day. And then we also got for the spikes, we got the Nike XE5s, which I was really happy with because I was racing in those all season.
Oh,
We
nice.
also get we get the jersey and the shorts, a backpack. We got this year we got like a pullover with our team name on the back, so that
Oh,
was really
sweet.
cool. It was like a thermal thing, yeah. And then we got armbands, socks. I think that's it. But
They really do treat
yeah.
you guys like
Oh
elites.
yeah,
Like it
totally.
really is like seeing it from like an athlete perspective, because we spend a lot of time. We get to spend a lot of time with you guys too, just between the dinners and the Q&As and being at the meets and stuff.
Yeah.
Especially being Portland based, like we're there from the day you guys arrive to the day you guys leave. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And like I remember sitting at a table with a random high school, and just like the
Yeah.
conversations are like so cool because we don't even talk about running. Like I feel like we never really talked about running at the tables we were at. It was always just like random
Yeah,
stuff. It was always just like getting to know you guys, hanging out. Um, Let's
for sure.
transition a little bit to the race. Course record, NXN record, all that jazz, team champion, individual champion. I mean, all the accolades everything you could possibly accomplish on the day, pretty much I'd
Yeah.
say you accomplished. Um, the course is always like a hit or miss, whether it's going to be like a really tough day or just kind of like a moderately tough course, because it always seems to be wet, like we said. What was the course like that day? What was kind of your thought process going through of like, you know what the course is like, you were on it the year before, just the course itself, take out the competition. What were kind of your thoughts about that going into it?
Yeah, so the day before we were told that it was gonna be like the best conditions that it ever was. Like, it wasn't gonna be muddy, it was gonna be like the grass was gonna be like hard dirt and stuff. So we were
Mm-hmm.
prepared with like smaller spikes in our shoes, and then we went out that morning of the race and realized that it was like the worst conditions that it's ever been almost. It was like extremely muddy. So we put on our longest spikes and yeah, I think I slipped a little bit down one of the hills just because of how muddy it was. But yeah, it was yeah, there were huge puddles in the middle of the course. I mean, I think it was pretty crazy, but it was also kind of fun. So
Yeah, I mean that course is like really fun. Just the atmosphere of it. I mean, it's just so hype.
yeah.
And you obviously have the best in the world, or best in the U.S. there, like high school wise. Like I mean, you have the best there.
Hmm.
So just the level of it. Um, were you going for the course record going into it? Like, did you say like, hey, this is a big goal of mine, I want to break it? Obviously, you wanted to win the individual and team titles. Did you have the course record on your mind, and then how did you go about achieving it? What were your thoughts during the race? Kind of take us through like the actual running the course record, winning the race, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I definitely knew what the course record was because I knew it was set the previous year. And I had that in mind, but my main goal was to win the race. So I was mainly thinking like with my coach that if I meet that goal of winning the race, hopefully the course record will come along with it. In these conditions, I wasn't so sure, but I stuck to the plan, and I still yeah, I still got it. Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, it was just. I mean, I was there the year before, and I remember the course conditions weren't great in 18 and 19. They weren't great either. And to have
yeah,
back-to-back course records, you break it again. Um, and again, it's not like you have pacers out there. It's not like your 5K where
no,
you had
yeah,
guys that can meet.
yeah,
That's like cross country is some of the most impressive things to break records in, because it's all you and the course and the conditions, and you're so exposed there. Hey guys, just want to take a moment from this video to say thank you so much for all the support so far on Twitch, when I go live over there, on these Track Talk Thursdays, on the YouTube support, in the Discord. Really is becoming community. I really appreciate that. And that was my whole goal when I started this thing, was just to create a community that we can get on and off the track and get to know people on and off the track. And I really appreciate it so far. So thank you so much. Now back to the video. We'll go kind of chronologically here. So Millrose 3K, I mentioned before, you broke the high school record. Your first time in the Armory, you have little indoor experience. Like my wife Ari is obviously Southern California. Like she had not much at all indoor experience. Goes to Oregon, runs indoor well, runs it all the time. You obviously had extreme success in your indoor races. What was it like first time being in the Armory, traveling across country, racing against pros? Kind of again, go through that kind of the weekend of like what was it like outside of the actual like gun to tape race?
Well, I think the whole experience was just like unknown to me because I hadn't been to New York in like 10 years. I think I was like 6, so I didn't even remember the city really. So it was kind of like a crazy experience going to like the biggest city in the United States, and also having to race like the next day in a professional race. So it was kind of crazy, but it was also really cool. Like I got to stay in a really cool hotel, and I got to eat some pretty good food there too. So that, and also I got to meet a lot of professional runners. So it was a really cool experience.
So like you got a lot of meeting a lot of cool runners. You got to race against a lot of cool runners in a very hype race at Millrose Games. Are you nervous? Do you get nervous? Was this what was the most nerve-wracking race if this wasn't it? Because for me, I feel like stepping into the Armory in a high performance 3K on TV with everything surrounded of like going for it, he's going for it, you're the highlight of it. Like, what was it like, the nerve wise, and trying to calm yourself and get ready for this?
I think this race, I mean, Millrose and NXN were probably pretty equal in nerves. I was definitely nervous for both of them. I think I think for Millrose, I think I had a little more experience after going through NXN and being nervous for a big race like that I was able to handle it better. I got pretty good sleep the night before, which was great. I decided to buy melatonin, which was pretty helpful. So I took that, and then so I got good sleep, and I think the whole hype of the race and just going to the Army like the day before to do like my pre-meet was got me really excited and pumped up. So
yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
So again, we're gonna go through real quickly, touch on your last race here, the time trial. Was this something you planned for a while? Did you kind of go into it before? Like, obviously, when the season was canceled, did you say like, "Hey, I want to run fast time trial. Let's pick a date." Obviously, or at this point, you're probably having conversation with your NAU coach of like what really how to transition, because at this point, there's no high school season. Kind of go into the process, or take us through the kind of process of like how this came about to be, and then just a little bit of that going into it.
Well, I knew once my season was canceled that I wanted to train for the 5K, just because that's probably the event that I'll be training for in college, and it's definitely longer than the 2 miles, so it'll help me. That training would help me prepare for like a cross country season. So I was training for 5K for most of the quarantine. Then kind of towards the end, probably like a month before the race, I had a pretty good idea that I was going to be racing a 5K in June. So that the planning for that began and kept getting pushed back like week by week. So I wasn't quite sure like when I was going to race, but yeah, like 2 weeks before I knew for sure when I was racing, and I was getting ready for that. So
nice. And I mean, there's so much. I mean, we watched the live video. Everybody's seen a lot of the highlights going into it. Just from my perspective, one of the things that I've always admired you, and I saw in one of your articles, was I think it was like Let's Run was like kind of trying to critique your form at the end. And for me, it was like, I even talked with like Coach LeBady today, because I mentioned I was having you on and we were talking about it, and someone in a running group mentioned like, man, he runs so tough at the end, and like his form falls apart though. Like, imagine yada yada yada. And we're like, what about Jim Ryan when he was in high school? Like, Jim Ryan didn't have great form, but like you guys both ran fast. It doesn't matter. So for me, but like the thing that I notice is just how gutsy you run, how hard you run, how like hard you dig in at the end, and you're just like, whatever it takes, like I'm leaving it all out there. And for me, like that's something that like I don't necessarily like show physically, that like kind of grittiness, but I try to enact that, and it's like it's such a hard thing, but you do it so well. Like you can tell you're like so gritty. And somebody that reminds me of that you've acknowledged is when somebody you looked up to is Galen. Is like when Galen's like tired at the end of the race, it doesn't matter like how tired he is, he like digs. And that 5K for me was like something that, like when I looked at the splits, when I watched the race again, like you did it so well at the end, is like the grittiness. Was that the hardest race you think you've ever run? Probably. Was that 5?
I think it was probably, if it wasn't the hardest, it was definitely one of the hardest. It was those last like 3 or 4 laps, I mean, I was really feeling it, like, even my forearms were sore, like, my shoulders and everything, like, I was dying. It was definitely I bet my arms were probably sore just because I got a little form issue going on there, but I'm definitely gonna work on that, but yeah, during the last bit of the race, I was like, I think I knew that I probably wasn't gonna get the record, but I was like, "I'm not gonna give up now, I'm just gonna
No, you're
keep
not gonna.
going,"
Yeah.
so,
See, I
yeah,
and I
for
might like.
sure.
I mean, a lot of people would have been like, "Yo, I'm not gonna get the record. It's a time trial race. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna pack it in. Like, I'll run 14 flat. You know, I'll, like, come back. I'll do it in a couple months." But like, no,
Yeah.
I admire that. And like form wise, dude, like I look back on my videos and I'm like, dude, my form was like horrible. You know, like it'll mature out. Like, just from advice point of perspective, and this is for everybody. Just like, if your coach is gonna get you to the point where they feel like it's best for you, and at this point, like, your form's always gonna be what it is. I mean, every
For
single runner
sure,
is
yeah.
different. Like, every single basketball player has a different shot. Like, nobody has like an exact form. So when people try to critique it, dude,
Yeah,
just be like, hey, like, I'm working
yeah,
on it, or like, you just like shrug them off. I mean, you and your
for
coach want
sure.
to do it, like, you get to a point and you're obviously running fast. So I'd say that, like, hey, just look at my credentials. But
Yeah, yeah.
before we go into, I'll ask that during what's next about. I have a question there. So okay, next category I
Mhm.
want to talk about was, I'm impressed with how you other athletes are so at such an elite level and still in high school. Because like I never dreamed of being at that level in high school. You're at a level, like I said, of some pros want to be at or at now. Um, what do you think, other than obviously just pure like training and your talent and you yourself,
Yeah.
what are the things you do outside of that that get you to that high level that you think you maybe that you want to share with us, and not sell all of your secrets unless you want to tell all your
Yeah.
secrets, but like, what do you do different, or what do you think gets you to such a high level and keeps you there?
Yeah, well, I think it's a lot of the little things too, like getting sleep when I can and, like, diet and yeah, just making sure I'm like even just like stretching before I run to prevent injuries and stuff like that is super important. And I think my coach has definitely stressed that a lot with me. He's super diligent, and super committed, and I think he's probably the biggest one of the biggest reasons of my success. I think for sure he definitely knows exactly what he's doing, and I'm really happy that he was able to be at the high school because I didn't come to my high school for running, so I'm really glad he was there. So
Dude, you nailed it. My like go-to has always been like the little things, like eating right, sleeping right,
yeah,
dressing right. Like, I didn't do those in high school. I had to learn those things in college, because in high school, like, I didn't care. It's 30 mile a week,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
whatever. But like, that is crucial, and like the fact you hit it, like, I smiled because like, dude, that's like my
yeah,
mantra, is like the little things.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, what is your recovery routine in high school? Because obviously, like, high level elite athletes are, and you name the recovery modality, like, they're using it. You're running at such a high level. What do you
Mhm.
use to recover, or what's kind of your process of recovery?
Yeah, so I usually do, like after, like, a really hard workout, or a long run, I'll have, like, a banana, either, like, a Gatorade or, like, coconut water and, like, peanut butter or some sort of protein. So I get, like, all those things. I haven't really bought any protein powder just because I don't know, it's pretty expensive, and I don't know, I feel like it's easier for me to eat, like, a banana and something else. So I usually have that, and then, I try to roll out as much as I can, I guess. If I have any little thing that's bothering me, I'll stretch it and stuff. So those are probably my main recovery things I think that make a difference.
Yeah, I feel like that too, like, translates. And I always kind of like to do these things where it translates to other people, and like seeing what you guys do as like other athletes.
Mhm.
But like, it's such a simple thing of like recovery, and you create such a simple routine. Um,
Yeah.
but it's something that your body's adapted to, and it works for you. And I feel like that it requires to everybody who's just, whether you're going out to run your local 5Ks or whether you're the best in the U.S. in high school, like, a simple recovery team goes like a super long way.
Yeah.
Um, so you got to balance running. You got to balance friends, school. You graduated now, but not school anymore. Family, being a TikTok celebrity, all these things. Like, how do you balance all of this? Is just time management's well? Like, do you have people like your family super supportive? Like, how does Nico balance all these things?
Yeah, it's definitely super difficult, I think, but I'd say it was probably most difficult, like probably my freshman, sophomore year, but I think I've gotten the hang of it, just kind of making sure like I know actually like how much time I'm gonna need for like my homework or my run or stuff. And so I can just plan it out after, and try not to like procrastinate and spending like an hour on Instagram and not even noticing. So
Or
that can
TikTok
totally
now.
happen.
Or TikTok.
Yeah, for sure TikTok now, it's definitely the one. But yeah, just time management is difficult, but just kind of setting your priorities, I guess, will leave you more time than you think for other things. So
Yeah, it makes sense. What's a typical day pre-COVID, obviously, when you're going to school? What's a typical day for you, like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of the week? What's like a
hmm
typical day for you? Time you wake up, time you go to bed?
yeah, so well, Monday, like Wednesday, Friday, we'll usually have a morning practice. So I'll explain one of those days. So I'll get up for that probably at like 5 something because we got to get there at 6:15.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll usually do like a morning double and then do like either like a weight routine, band routine, and core for like injury prevention stuff. Then after that, usually school starts pretty soon after that. So I'll go to school, which goes all the way till 2:05. And then right after that is when I have my practice, which usually goes to like somewhere from like 4 or 5 o'clock. So, and then I'll get home, probably do my homework. Uh, no matter, I don't know how long that would take. It can take anywhere from like no time to like 2 hours or 3 hours or something.
Yeah,
But, um, but yeah, and then I'll do something else, probably like watch a show or something, go to bed at like 10 or something like that.
gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. What is something? Because there's always, as a pro, like I'm always asked, like what advice? What advice? What's my
Yeah.
kids running? Like what's advice? You're the best one of the best high school track athletes ever. What is your advice to your peers that are trying to and they might not have the resources like the big like California high school. They're a smaller high school like I
Yeah.
was. They don't have a talented coach like you. What's something that they can do specifically for themselves, whether it's like a recovery routine or eating right, whatever kind of outside of like maybe those little things that we've already mentioned. What's something they can do
Yeah.
to kind of hopefully take themselves to the next level?
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely focus on being consistent and not like doing like crazy things. Like if you're like asked to meet like a mileage goal one week of like say like 50 miles or something and you're only at like 30 or like 35 and you have like one day left, don't run like 15 miles the next day and like injure yourself because I've heard a lot of stories about that. Just like try to be consistent, keep like try to keep I mean, I think if you like try to keep your mileage the same, workouts good and diet and stuff, I think you'll probably do better than you think. So, yeah.
And I think another thing to add on to that is just like having fun with it. Like you're a
Yeah,
high school
totally.
kid. Like if you start taking it too seriously, like you're just gonna lose sight of like what you're doing. Like what you said about
For
like
sure.
you're a big bear with like your friends. You know, like your best
Yeah.
friends. Your teammates are your best friends. Like make it like a fun. Like I'm excited to go to practice because I want to like hang out with my friends. I want to get better at running and do something that we all
Yeah.
love to do together. But that's like being consistent. I mean, 100% agree with you. You can't really
Yeah.
like sway from that. Let's transition now to your future a little bit here. What went into your recruiting process a little bit? Obviously going to NAU. I'm sure you're recruited by every name you could think of. Every university probably sent you a letter.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was kind of how did you narrow it down? If you want to talk about some of your top schools, some of your like favorite recruiting moments, because I feel like it
Yeah.
is like it's a very exciting time.
It is,
I
yeah.
always loved my recruiting process. So take us a little bit through your recruiting process.
Yeah, so I took 5 visits. I took one to Stanford, NAU, Georgetown, UNC, and UVA. They all had like certain things about them that I really liked. Obviously, and I think I just think NAU had um, pretty much everything that the other schools had and more. So I think like the location being at altitude is one of the big reasons why I went there. Definitely, Coach Mike Smith is
Yep.
proven that he's an amazing coach. So that was a big reason. They also have the training partners there. That was a big thing because right now I'm pretty much running all my workouts alone. So it's kind of tough. I think with training partners, I'll be able to run like way faster. I mean, that's why so many pros like join professional groups.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then also the Flagstaff is a really cool place. So yeah,
Nice. So
yeah,
before you go to campus, and this kind of piggybacks off a few questions we had in the chat. Are we going to see another record attempt? Any more races that you can talk about? You don't have to like say an exact thing, but
yeah.
are you packed in for the season, focused on like fall cross country, or are you still maybe got a little bit left in the tank for track season?
Yeah, I'm done now. Yeah. The 5K was my last thing, but yeah, I just took my break and I'm slowly getting back into it. So you'll see me again probably in college. Yeah.
Nice. All right, cool. So
Yeah.
no breaking 4 record attempts, no 800 PR attempts. That's what
No.
the chat's trying to get out of you. What are you most excited about going into college? Even doesn't have to be running necessarily. What are you most excited about going to NAU, going to college?
I think I'm pretty excited to be independent, I think, and kind of like do my own thing. I think that's one big thing. I think that's also makes me nervous and is probably a little scary, but I think that's also one thing that kind of excites me. And I think also I think I really like the team there. They kind of reminded me of my high school team, so I think it'll be a really great transition. So yeah.
Nice. What collegiate meet are you most excited to run in as an NAU? Obviously, NAU is
Yeah.
somewhat limited in where they go a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously being more distance oriented. But if you could be like, hey, Coach Mike, I want to run at X meet and run X event and go after this, where would you go? What would you run?
Probably for cross country, I'd probably run like I think they run like the Nutty Comb
Mm-hmm.
Invitational. I don't know. I kind of want to run like one of those big races. Seems pretty fun to run in, definitely. And like track, probably like some big like invitational, like this Stanford Invite or something like that.
Gotcha.
That's just kind of like got a lot of like stuff going on. So yeah,
Yeah, try to rip a fast
yeah,
800 or something. Who knows?
yeah, yeah. 800, yeah, totally.
uh, what's your major What's your what are you gonna major in? What's your academic plan going into college? And then like, were you? I was gonna ask this earlier at the high school part, but I
Hmm.
forgot. Were you like a pretty good high school like student, or like was it something where you just kind of like I did it to get by?
Yeah, I think I was pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna probably major in either exercise science or business or both. I'm not totally sure yet, but I'm taking an intro class to each, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
Exercise science and business. The double
Yeah.
major from 2 different categories. I like it. I like it.
Yep.
Um, okay, you're at Big Bear. Outside of Big Bear, with your teammates here, do you have any other like family plans, any vacations, kind of like last second things? Obviously,
Yeah.
COVID's going on. Who knows
Yeah.
who we're going to be in a month or two if you take that. But like, eliminate
Totally.
COVID. Like, or if you have plans scheduled, like, what's kind of like some things you have planned before you go to college?
Yeah, I think after Big Bear, I'll go back home for a little while, and I'll probably go visit family because we kind of did have a trip planned, maybe like Hawaii or something. That would have been nice, but I know
Oh,
if you go
nice.
there, you have to like self quarantine for 2 weeks, so that wouldn't
Do you
really work
really?
out.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I know someone who got well, I probably shouldn't. They got arrested for not doing that. So actually, it's probably I think it's a pretty good deal, big deal there. But yeah, yeah, I'll probably go visit family. Yeah.
Nice. A few questions here from the chat. What's an XC? Do you have an XC NCAA championship placement goal going in? Are you just kind of like going for the team thing with NAU, or
Hmm.
what's? They said FlowTrap guessed you top 40.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think I'm just gonna like try to hang on for my life and get as far up there as I can. I don't know. Yeah.
That's I
I don't have
agree
a
with you there.
specific.
Trying
Yeah.
to have a
Yeah.
specific goal is like extremely difficult. I see there.
Yeah. Yeah.
What hurt more, the 1339 or the 1350?
I think it was a 1350 probably. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Where was the 1339 at?
That was at the Woodbridge Invitational in California. It's like I think it's like 3 hours away from me. I don't really. It's in Norco. I don't know if anyone knows where that is, but
Gotcha.
yeah.
A couple more. I went back up here a little bit. Who's your favorite YouTuber? Do you have a favorite YouTuber?
Hmm. I don't really watch YouTube. I more just watch like Netflix and stuff. But
Okay, so we'll go
yeah.
there. What's your Netflix show of choice right now, and what's your all time favorite Netflix show?
Okay. Yeah. So as I recently just watched Avatar: The Last Airbender again on
Okay,
Netflix. I feel like a lot of people are doing that. Also, I really liked Stranger Things for sure. That's probably my all-time favorite on Netflix, but I definitely like other shows on there. Yeah, I liked Dead to Me on there. I liked 13 Reasons Why on Netflix. I don't know. I liked a lot
that's a
of.
good
I
one.
also like Game of Thrones on HBO for sure. I
Never
like that.
been. I never watched Game of Thrones. Have you
Really?
watched Suits? Have you watched Suits?
No, what's that about?
It's like a lawyer. It's like this law show. Harvey Specter.
No.
It would be a good show. And then
Oh, cool.
Little Fires Everywhere on Hulu. That's I would say
Oh,
those
really?
are, yeah, those are two that I would suggest for.
Cool.
Couple more here, and I'll let you go. We'll go back to a running question real fast. Do you have plans to run the 10K in college, or are you gonna stay shorter a little bit?
I think I'll probably run a 10K. I don't know. I mean, obviously in cross country I'll run one, but I don't know. I'm guessing that's probably the direction I'll go is like 5K, 10K, maybe. Yeah.
Gotcha. Uh, Two crack questions before, because people keep spamming. Do you think you can break 4 minutes? Everybody is like, the 4 minute question keeps coming up. And then the
Oh
other
man.
one is, it's really funny because the username is Mile Split, and then they came back and said, I just made it as a joke. This has nothing to do with Mile Split. But
Okay.
what do you think you run on a 400?
Hmm. Okay. Breaking four. I don't know if I could do that right now. Probably not right now because I just took like a week off. But I think maybe I could have during the time where I was training. If I had like 4 weeks or so, like mid quarantine, like where I could have prepared myself to run a mile, maybe I could have. I don't know. It's probably a good question for my coach because he really knows like what kind of fitness I'm in. But a 400, I think I could probably run like 50. I don't know. I've ran like 25s and workouts for 200s. I don't know. You'd probably know that better than me. But yeah.
Just 25, 25, you'd be fine. You know, that distance, the
Yeah.
distance mentality. By the
Yeah.
time you get up to speed, the 400's over, you know?
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go. No, I mean, I appreciate you coming on, man. And like I said
Yeah.
before, I have so much respect for what you've done. Your credentials are out of this world, and I'm excited to see what you do with Coach Smith and with the guys at NAU. Already has like an awesome team. They add a piece like you to it. I mean, going to be scary in the fall. So I appreciate you coming
Yeah.
on and chatting with us, answering all the questions, dealing with all of the sub 4 questions that come through.
Thank
Um,
you.
but yeah, I appreciate it, and wish you the best of luck, and enjoy your time at the lake and training out too with the guys.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. It was great.
No, I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Oh, chat, my bad. I didn't realize that was going to do that. Uh, Sorry for ending it like that, and I can't pull up my webcam now because it's in Discord. My bad, guys. I appreciate you guys all hanging out. I know you can hear me, but you can't see me anymore. This will be up on YouTube. I got to get Justin and Devins up. I got somebody helping me on the YouTube thing now. So we'll get it on it. I appreciate Nico coming on. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Monday will be a big giveaway while you is in here. So make sure you do hit the follow button. I appreciate everybody following tonight. J Bean, Power Toaster, Jonathan, Dr. Murph, Noah, Ebanes, Dope, Parker West, Slim Jim, Christoph, and Paul. Appreciate you guys following tonight and hanging out. I appreciate everybody hanging out tonight. We hovered around 50 people the entire time, so I really appreciate it. And like I said, Monday is going to be a giveaway stream. Not exactly sure what the giveaway is going to be, but it'll be worth your time if you want to come back on Monday. And so thank you all for hanging out. And again, thank you guys. We'll be back next Thursday with a new guest too. So make sure to hit the follow button. And we will see you guys next week a lot. Thanks, guys.